and welcome to episode 12 of Face Up, the video podcast for female masters. I'm Rogue.
And I'm Carrie Johnson, the director. There's a little homage to the Goes Wrong show, which Rogue talked about in the last episode. Speaking of the last episode, how many of you played our drinking game? I said to take a drink every time I use the word interesting.
Did you actually count how many times you said interesting?
I can look at the transcript. It was too much. Apparently it's my favorite adjective, and I really overused it, so I'm sorry if anybody got alcohol poisoning last time. We're going to try to use it fewer times in this episode.
We begin each episode with a catch-up on what we've been doing recently that we call Fuss Up. So, Carrie, what have you been up to?
I joined TikTok. I thought it would be a way to expand our audience a bit, and I put up our little short videos that we've been making the last 11 episodes up there. You can find it at Face Up Official. And then Rogue came over last month and we did a little webcam together. And I said, hey, let's just shoot a quick little video for TikTok. And it's literally 20 seconds of us staring into the phone saying hi. And it's our most popular video. It has over 3,000 views on TikTok. I guess they really do like them short over there.
Yeah, and it could be also that was something original that wasn't featured on the YouTube channel, so that's why people were interested. But thanks for checking us out on TikTok as well.
So, Rogue, what have you been up to?
Well, I did come up with a new outfit for that web chat that we did, and here's an image of that. Kind of a 50s dress that I really liked. I thought it was cute. I did buy that one. I didn't make it myself. But of course, I've been busy sewing, as I like to do. You might recall in the last podcast, I did an outfit called Battle Warrior Ariel, which was based on The Little Mermaid. And we actually presented that on stage and did quite well. Our group won 3 awards. We won Best Master, a Workmanship Award, and also an award from our local Customers Guild. And so we were quite happy for that. We didn't win Best in Show, but the one who did win Best in Show, she had a beautiful outfit, and I was very happy for her. So it was a good show. We had a good time.
It was an honor to be nominated.
And here's a picture of us on stage.
Well, congratulations for getting an award, because you certainly worked very hard on that outfit, and you saw it all last episode, and congratulations.
Thank you. So I also have been inspired by a painting that we have hanging in our house. It's called The Accolade by Edmund Blair Leighton. And in this painting, there's a royal person who is giving an award to another person. And I often look at that picture and think to myself, who would I rather be? The person giving the award or the person receiving the award? I definitely lean on the side of giving the award. I have much more fun in my life, honoring others. I was really inspired by that dress, too, and decided I'd like to try making that outfit. So I found a pattern, Simplicity 1551, and made a very similar looking dress. Here's an image of that.
They have a lot of swords at Rogue's house.
This is true. I also worked on a Black Widow outfit. I purchased the base costume from a supplier, but then made some modifications to it, as I like to do. I tailored it and worked on a lot of the belts are done with Velcro, and Velcro is something that a lot of the costumer manufacturers do, and I understand why. It's inexpensive for them to do that, and then it fits a large variety of people. But I replaced those with actual buckles, whether they be plastic or metal, and that just makes it look a lot better. I actually got some fighting sticks that she uses, and in her backpack, I made those removable so I could actually take them out and fight with them. That took a lot of modification. Also, the arm shooters that she has, her bracelets, the ones that came with the costume were really not great. Here's an image of the way they looked originally. And with a little creativity, I came up with my own design that used wooden dowels in place of those shooters. Used a pencil sharpener, of all things, to make them have that point on the end. Made my own, and it really came out quite well. I was quite happy with how it looks when you compare it to the original. Those little details can really make your outfit stand out. So when you get something like that, feel free to add to it, make it better, and you'll be surprised at what you can do with just a little bit of effort. One other one I worked on was a character from a video game. The game is called Nier Automata, and the character is 2B. Now, this was a purchased costume as well, but I did a lot to it to especially fix the hair just right and the makeup on the mask. But, the character is blindfolded throughout the game, and that makes it a challenge to do your own photo shoot because I'm there by myself shooting these pictures blindfolded. But I actually was able to do it. It was an interesting challenge.
I'm not familiar with the video game because, as you know, I don't play video games, but I see an awful lot of people in the Kigurumi community do that character. So I know the name of the character and I've seen that character many times. So,
It's a fun outfit. She basically fights robots with swords.
oh, who wouldn't like that?
Exactly. And of course, last but not least, this is Harley Quinn from the Suicide Squad, the most recent film that came out last summer.
Which Suicide Squad do you prefer, 1 or 2?
Good question. I actually think I like the second one better. And they're fun movies, but my favorite incarnation of Harley, of course, is always going to be from the animated series. I like this version of Harley, but she's not my Harley as much. The original Harley is always going to be my favorite, but I really like this outfit. This is a wonderful looking outfit, and red and black is something I've always been drawn to. So when I saw it was available for sale, I purchased it and did a lot of tailoring and little finishes to make it fit well.
Can you do the Brooklyn accent, Mr. J?
I won't even try.
Okay. In case anyone's wondering, just like a ordinary housewife, I bought this at Fred Meyer, which is where the ordinary housewives shop here at the local department store. Yeah, I just thought it was a nice little kind of summer spring outfit to wear on the show.
It looks very light and comfortable.
It is. Thanks. Our next segment is Speak Up. And remember, last time we asked you a question. And the question is, what kind of mask would you like to see? And we said we would answer it and then take your answers as well. So my answer would be I would like to see more female African American masks. The mask he's saying to me is very white and very Asian. And I would like to see it have more diversity and inclusion. And I think the way to do that is for manufacturers to make more African American and Latino masks to encourage more people to get into this. We also heard back from some of you. Let me read your responses here. I can find my piece of paper. There it is. Susie Nails said, I think I'd like to see Carrie try something a bit more outlandish. Oh, Susie, you have no idea. Mr. Moonstar said, I would love to see a CFX female fit masks as they look very high quality and are very well made, and I'm considering getting one. Yeah, the CFX masks are good. The trouble with their female fit ones is that they're size for women and often don't fit men very well, but they're some high quality masks. And Alexi says, would love for you guys to feature the Sophia mask from Korea FX. Well, Alex, if you would like to buy us a Sophia mask, we'd be happy to try it for you. So what was your response to the question, what kind of mask do you want to see?
For me, I'd really like to see more like this. This is the Beatrice mask. It's very thin and very strong, and it's my favorite style so far. There's only 2 designs that have been on the market for the past few years that are in this style, and I'd like to see more of them. I think that the manufacturers have a harder time making the molds for these because their tolerances have to be just perfect. So tiny space in between the 2 molds. And maybe that's something that they're still working on figuring out how to do well. But eventually, if they're able to make bodysuits and other items that are the same thickness and strength as this mask, that's really going to be something. So I'm looking forward to that day as well.
Yeah, obviously manufacturers are experimenting with different thicknesses and silicone chemicals. There's lots of different variations of silicone. Like on my mask, I always use EcoFlex 30. But there's different ones that have different stretchiness and different properties out there. And hopefully the manufacturers are experimenting with those. I kind of went the wrong way with my last silicone mask with Jessica, which I went thicker, and it's obviously not what the marketplace wanted. So we've gone to these thinner and slightly more realistic masks. That's pretty good. So what's our question for next time?
The next question will be, who is your favorite mask manufacturer and why?
Don't say me. Unless you're somebody who owns 30 masks and you can actually do a side-by-side comparison. But, be honest. Tell us who you like out there, and you're not going to hurt my feelings.
The next segment of our show is Heads Up, where we introduce you to something related to female masking that you may not have heard of. So, Carrie, what did you find this time?
I haven't seen the whole movie, but this year they released in Italy a new movie based on the comic book Diabolique. He is a master of disguise thief anti-hero, and his girlfriend Eva in the comics is constantly wearing masks and stuff. And I was hoping there'd be a female mask scene, and sure enough, in the movie, a woman walks in, takes off her mask, and reveals it's Eva. It was really great. Yeah, the Diabolique comic has been running for decades. I mean, it goes back to the 60s, and they're still publishing them in Italy. And some of you might remember a 1968 movie with John Philip Law that I think they even did on Mystery Science Theater once. And but a new version just came out this year. And I don't know what else is going to be coming out. I think we're all waiting another year for the next Mission Impossible movie and hoping there's going to be a female masked scene in that one with Haley Atwell's in it.
We always seem to hope, and sometimes we get lucky, and sometimes we don't.
Yeah. So what did you see, Rogue?
I was surprised to find that now there are female masks available on Amazon.com that are under $30, believe it or not. This would be great for someone who's just starting out. We've had people asking us what can be an inexpensive mask if they are a little intimidated by the price of the silicone masks. Well, these I'm going to show you are 2 latex masks that are available on Amazon. Now, this first one is a half mask that has a piece of elastic on the back. But as you can see, it has very pleasant features. It's a nice mold. They did a very symmetrical job with the face. Very simple. About $25 currently on Amazon.
$25, folks. I don't know how they make any money on these things just for the materials and having to ship them from China. That's crazy.
Hard to beat at that price. And especially if you're only interested in shooting photos, this would be really good for you. Now, if you were going to appear live, if you were going to have a video, then the realism is going to get lost really quick. But as far as shooting pictures, this would be an excellent option. And for only $25, it's hard to go wrong. The second one is even better than that. It comes with hair. This one is a full latex mask. As you can see, it goes all the way around, and there's an opening in the back. But it actually has a wig attached to it, and not bad for under $30.
Yeah, no kidding. I mean, you'd be lucky to find a wig for less than $30. And it looks like it's vinyl, but it is actually latex.
Yes.
So I hate to sound like a QVC shopping person there, because I'm not selling these things. You got to go find them on Amazon. Definitely some things out there for you guys just trying to get started who don't have a lot of money to spend, because I hear from you all the time. You can't complain about buying a $25 mask, that's for sure.
Very low risk. It's a great place to start. And then maybe when you actually do get a silicone mask, you'll see the difference because, the latex is a lot stiffer. It doesn't allow for heat exchange as much, so it's going to get warmer when you wear it. You won't be able to wear it as long. But it does create a nice look that you can use for a while. And then when you upgrade to a silicone mask, you'll notice the difference.
Well, thanks.
Sure.
Now, a segment we call Makeup, where we give you tips about improving your look. What do you got for this time, Rogue?
I wanted to talk this time about zippers. Now, not necessarily about how to install zippers, because we've done that on a previous podcast. What I wanted to talk about this time is how to effectively use zippers and some tips and tricks. All right. I have a serious love-hate relationship with zippers. Often they're crucial in an outfit, and the only reasonable way to close something for a tight fit. But I think many of us can recall an experience where a zipper has jammed, caught in fabric or wigs, or just broken at the worst possible time. If you're sewing an outfit or installing one on some silicone, the strongest zipper you can get is a metal zipper. Second would be what they call an athletic zipper, which has plastic teeth. And last would be a nylon coil zipper, which should only be used for light-duty applications, in my opinion. Zippers often break when they're not fully lowered, and then they're put under strain. In this situation, you're putting all of that strain on only one tooth of the zipper, and that can be a lot of force. A metal zipper will hold up best, but a plastic or nylon zipper is likely to break in this situation. So be sure to lower the zipper all the way down to the bottom before putting any side-to-side strain on a zipper. One popular zipper, especially in women's clothing, is the invisible zipper. They have a very tiny zipper pull, and they're designed to hide the zipper teeth when installed in an outfit. This can make it very difficult to operate, especially if you're wearing something like silicone gloves. So here's a tip. Buy some split rings from a craft store like Joann Fabric or Michaels. You might also think of these as key rings. You can slip the split ring into the invisible zipper in the zipper pull, and that makes it much easier to operate. The rings are also very inexpensive, and I put them in many of my outfits. Sometimes it's just hard to zip up an outfit by yourself if the zipper goes up your back. So try this trick. Insert the split ring like I mentioned, and then attach a lanyard to the ring. A lanyard is a ribbon that usually holds a badge at a convention. And since I attend a lot of conventions, I have several of these just lying around. Using the lanyard makes it super easy to pull the zipper up your back. And then you can detach the lanyard. You can use this trick when you're taking the outfit off as well. So those are a few tips that I hope will help you with your zippers.
I'm going to try one of those. I have an outfit that has one of those hidden zippers in the back, and I've had professional costumers have trouble even standing behind me getting that zipper up. With me with the gloves on, it's almost impossible. So that's something I'm going to try. And if you don't have a lanyard, you know, if you've got a carbon eater, those spring-loaded things, those work too.
Okay, very good.
But yeah, putting the rings in there, that's really a smart trick. Thanks.
You're welcome. I hope it helps people out because I've learned the hard way. It's time now for Show Up, where we recreate something or create something new for you. Now, Carrie, tell me what we're going to see.
I'm a fan of a few musicals, and the ones that I do love, I've watched a million times. 1776, I'm looking at you. One of those is Fiddler on the Roof. And there's a song in particular that I thought might lend itself to a little modification. So let's take a look.
Mask maker, make me a mask, pour me a mold, that is your task. Mask maker, paint all your looks and make me a perfect mask. Mask maker, I'll bring the wig, you bring the face, don't make it too big. Bring me a mask for I'm longing to wear, make sure that it doesn't tear. For parties, make it look sexy. For whom use, make it easy to wear. Me, well, I wouldn't holler if I were as gorgeous as anything. Mask maker, make me a mask. Pour me a mold, that is your task. Night after night in the dark I'm alone, so find me a mask of my own. Mask maker, you know that I'm still very poor. Please take your time. Up to this minute I misunderstood that cheap ones are just no good. For parties, make it look sexy. For whom use, make it easy to wear. From me, well, I wouldn't holler if I were as gorgeous as anything. Mask maker, wait on your pour. I'm in no rush. Maybe I've learned playing with masks, a girl can get scorned. So hold off your paint, save all your glue. Fit me no wig, don't do that task unless it's a perfect mask.
And now for the segment of our show we call All Dolled Up. And here's Carrie, the mask maker herself.
Or someone who wants to make a plea to the mask maker. So like I said before, this is based on one of my favorite musicals, Fiddler on the Roof. In the original number, the three sisters who are daughters of Tevye are hanging up their laundry, and they sing about, wanting to find a guy. And I just thought it would be funny to change that to wanting to have a mask, because, that's what our show is all about. So I hope you enjoyed that.
What can you tell me about the filming of the video? Any behind the scenes?
Pretty simple. A friend of mine did the song. It was a different person than did Rogues there. And I guess I was sort of partially inspired by your number last time to do this. But, musical pastiches are fun. And it was just shot in front of a green screen. I had to do my own choreography. I wrote those lyrics. If you think they don't work or anything like that, then that's on me. But, try my best. That's 30 years of Mad Magazine there to write joke lyrics. And this outfit, a friend of mine helped me pick this out off Amazon, the top and the paper here, and then even the bandana. And thank goodness Rogue knew how to put a bandana on. I was trying this thing 8 different ways and putting it over my face. I was like, that's not right.
Well, if you had a chance to make a different type of musical, which musical would you choose?
Oh, I'm a big fan of 1776, but there's only one number in it that has girls in it, and it's kind of a romantic song, which that's not really my style. Hamilton would be kind of nice. Uh, so yeah, those are some of my favorite musicals. I'm not really into the big Disney cartoons, those kind of musicals. It's these old, live action ones that I tend to enjoy.
So is it true what I've heard that you make masks from sunrise to sunset?
No! And sometimes on weekends too.
Well, thank you for sharing your video with us. It was a lot of fun.
Oh, thanks. I hope you guys liked it, and go check out the original movie. It's a classic, and I hope you folks on TikTok liked it as well. And now it's time for Talk Up, where we interview a female masker. And just like last time, we have another genetic female this time. It's Candy. Let's see what she has to say. Welcome, Candy. What's a nice girl like you doing getting into female masking?
Oh my god. Well, I liked this since I was very small in terms of watching movies. So, I've been doing other kinds of masking before I did female masking. So I got into it for the love of dress up. I really like dress up in masks, and recently a friend let me borrow one of his masks and I fell in love. Like, I had worn other stuff, but like the silicone, this feels so nice.
What kind of mask are you wearing today?
This is a Create Taylor, and it's actually a gift from my friend, and it's really beaten up. The only thing he told me is, okay, if I'm gonna give this to you, you're gonna have to fix it. And I was like, how hard can it be?
Do you think there's a stigma attached to wearing masks?
I honestly believe that people that have a lot of creativity and imagination in some way, they're connected to something that made them feel very happy in their childhood or in their development process of growing up. Probably is what triggered the love for either wearing them, seeing them. So for me, it's a creativity statement all the way.
What do you think about men who wear female masks?
Oh, I love it. I mean, I have made friends over the years, and I find them really attractive because I like girls and I like masks.
So is Candy different than your day-to-day personality?
Oh yeah. Yeah, my boyfriend, the first time I saw it and made myself up, he was like, you act different. You behave different, your body language is different.
What's your favorite thing about masking?
I like being pretty. I mean, I know I'm pretty, but I like being different. It's fun. And that's how I see masking. It's very fun to allow yourself to be other things for another person. And it doesn't have to be just one day a year. I mean, that's lame. Like, everybody thinks Halloween, and I'm like, no. You can costuming, cosplay, masking, all that can be whenever you want.
I should point out to folks that it does no good to either ask Candy or me to take our masks off. We're not going to do it. But that said, where can people find you on social media?
On Candy, and it's on Instagram and Twitter, and in OnlyFans.
Cool. We'll put links in the show notes for people to look you up. What would you like to see more of when it comes to female masking?
Either it's never going to be normal, or it's going to take a while to be normal. But definitely more people open to the idea of enjoying something that it's fun. I understand that some people might not like it just because it's encasing and it might make them sweat and they don't like that. But other people might be self-conscious because it can be taboo. Costumes are fun. Masks are fun. I look really cute. That's what I think.
Thank you very much for doing this. We appreciate it.
No, thank you.
If you would like to be interviewed on a future show, drop us a line and we'll think about it. You don't have to come here. We can shoot it with us here and you there. The magic of video.
Well, poke a fork in it. Another episode of Face Up is in the can.
We'd like to thank you for watching, as always. And if you're interested in one of my latex doll masks, go to maskon.com and take a look at the selection there. I'm always around. And we'll be around for a while. We're going to take the summer off, but we'll be back with more Face Up in the future. So click and hit that subscribe button there and hit the thumbs up button. Give us comments. We'd love getting feedback. And we'll see you next time.
Go out there and enjoy the summer. Thanks. Bye.